is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.
Is Omar Kelly. Yes, sir. EJDconstruction.com, Miami Dolphins report. How you feeling, baby? You feeling good?
I'm good, man. Can't complain. How you feeling?
Good. I guess you came back much better than Joe Shad. He got a fever and a nasty-ass cold and all that.
Oh, don't tell me that Joe got the Rona.
No. Apparently, it's not the Rona, but he got all messed up. So hopefully he'll be.
I was hanging with Joe too. I bolted though. I left early, so I feel great. I'm healthy. I'm happy.
Good.
Came back to my daughter's birthday party. Had a great birthday party, and I'm looking forward to what's to come.
Good. You didn't hang around Joe, so you didn't get polluted. Way to go, man.
I did hang around Joe. In fact,
not long enough to get polluted.
No, in fact, I sat next to Joe at dinner twice.
Wow, nice immune system. All right.
Yeah, baby, I'm doing all right over here.
Yeah, you got some shield.
You know what it is? I've always suspected it's the planes that get us sick.
Oh, for sure. Planes are disgusting, dude.
And on my way up, it was mostly media members and Dolphins people. So if half the plane's Dolphins people, they're tested, they're purified, they're clean.
Well, not anymore, right? They scrapped all the protocols now, so they're not doing that anymore.
They did that at the combine, though. So
they did. Okay, all right, cool.
Yeah, they did that at the combine, so they still had to go through it before the combine. But I also, because I booked my ticket so late, I sat in the back by the shitter on both flights. So nobody wants to sit back there.
No.
It is what it is.
Yeah, no, that's definitely not a good one. By the way, I was reading this earlier. What are the chances that Kanye West and Antonio Brown end up buying the Broncos?
0. I mean, here's the thing.
Can you imagine Kanye running a football team? It would be entertaining as hell, by the way, because it would be just.
They're unfortunately, and I think we've had this conversation. I don't know if there's a wealthy enough black person to actually.
Yeah, we had the conversation, but wait a minute, bro. I did not realize how much money Byron Allen has.
But it's still not enough.
I know, but at 2.4, he can still team up with somebody.
Yeah, remember, but that's not enough. The Broncos are probably going to go for something like, from what I heard, like 3.8 to 4.
No, more, 4 to 4.5 million. But here's the thing: the NFL only requires you to have 2.5 to 3 liquid. So
2.5 to 3 liquid. Okay. So Byron doesn't have 2.5 to 3. Byron's full valuation is 2.
Right, but what I'm saying is, if you team up with 2 other people, then you probably have the liquid money, and then you can then borrow the rest, which is what they normally do. After
do they really get to borrow money to be an NFL owner? That's crazy.
Well, a portion I think they're going to allow you to, like maybe 30% of the price that you can borrow.
I got to look that up. I can't believe you should. I'm sorry, but you shouldn't be able to borrow money to buy a professional franchise. That's like the elitist of elitist things in the world to do. You shouldn't be like, why can't we borrow money?
Omar, they use that as they twist it around as a positive for them on the taxes and everything else. That's why. So there's a method behind the madness.
Wealthy people problems, bro.
Right, exactly.
Like,
okay?
I'm sorry, you shouldn't be allowed to borrow money to buy an NFL. Like, you're printing money at that point if you own an NFL franchise. Like, you shouldn't be able to borrow money to go do it. Like, that's not fair.
We had a guy running the country, was bankrupt like 4 or 5 times. So, I mean, give me a break, dude. I mean, it's just,
wow. I'm not even going to go there.
These are things that, but we don't play at that level. They know how to play at that level with the taxes and the laws and all that stuff, dude. They get away with all that.
I'm trying to avoid going bankrupt one time. Like, these guys get to go bankrupt like 4 or 5 times.
Right, exactly. But we don't have the luxury that they have. They go bankrupt strategically. We go bankrupt and life is over, bro.
You kind of get to start over. You can just say, those debts, they're no longer mine.
Yeah,
7
but these
years.
mofos start over, and they start over with millions in the bank in another bank somewhere in the world. You know, that's the problem, bro. We don't get that start over money that they get. Somehow or another, they rigged it that they have some start over money somewhere else, man. That's good stuff. All right. So you put the champagne bottle away this morning when you heard that Gesicki got tagged? Did you walk around like all slooping down? You know,
listen,
depressed. Where you know how bad was it for you this morning when you heard Gesicki got tagged? Take some Prozac or something. What happened? Talk to me.
I knew it was likely going to happen. Here's the thing: was he going to get tagged? Yes. Is he going to file an appeal to designate himself as a receiver? Yes. So people thinking, oh man, Gesicki at $11 million is a bargain. No, it's Gesicki at $18.5 million. And then you're like, wait. I didn't agree that. Yeah. But arbitrator is going to force them to meet in the middle. Gesicki's going to end up making $14 million. And I'm sorry, but if you tell me that I'm going to pay $14 million for Mike Gesicki, I can tell you I can find better and still have to go get a real tight end. My argument to you is I can find better usage for my money. So this is just Dolphins doing Dolphin things. And I just don't think it's good business.
Well, first of all, we don't know if they're really going to pay 14. So we have to wait to see what they pay, because if it ends up at 10,
based on the
12,
criteria,
are you going to complain?
And I've looked it up extensively.
I know you wrote about it, by the way.
Based on the criteria.
You remember when you wrote that article?
Yes. Gesicki had you know what tipped me off on the article? When Gesicki had this real smug attitude and personality that the Dolphins had turned him into a wide receiver. I was like, wait a minute. Like, why is he celebrating this? And then I dug into it and looked at it and like, holy crap, he's outsmarted them and they've cost himself $4 million doing this.
By the way, how long ago did you write it? Because I'm sure you forgot when you wrote it.
I tweeted out this morning. I wrote it in June, and I wrote it in December or January.
I told you he'd forget when he wrote it.
No. I wrote it. I kept it. I tweeted it out this morning. I wrote it in like January. Like,
that is awesome.
Listen,
your memory sucks, bro. It's awesome.
My memory does suck. Yes, I do. I told you I got Alzheimer's in my family. You're touching a sensitive subject here, bro. Like I'm real scared. As I get older, it just gets worse. Soon I'm gonna like forget my way home and stuff like that, and it's gonna be bad.
Don't say that.
And people think I have something against Mike Gesicki. I want Mike Gesicki to win. I always want every single player. I want him to win his arbitration and get as much money. If you tag me, you're going to have to pay for the tag. If I'm Mike, I sign that thing tomorrow. I say as long as it's conditioned on the appeal, because
right.
If conditionally based on the appeal, I sign that thing tomorrow. $11 million. You owe me maybe 18.5, realistically $14 million 1 year. Like, he's going to make 3 times in 1 year what he's made the first 4 years of his career. Like, I do that tomorrow. But it just makes bad sense for the Dolphins from jump. One, as you know, because you've been talking to me forever on this situation, why do you draft Mike Gesicki and then go draft Durham Smythe because you know Mike Gesicki can't block, when you could have just took Dallas Goedert, or you could have just took Mark Andrews? Gesicki was the second tight end drafted in that class. You had the pick of everybody in the league, and you chose a tight end that you knew could not block. And still,
let me ask you something. Was that a Gase thing? Did
no.
he want him? No? Okay.
Greer has to take ownership for it. And
Greer has to take ownership, but he wasn't really like completely in charge that year.
No. That was his first draft. It was his first. It was his maybe his second draft. It was his responsibility. Greer will tell you.
But it was still Gase and Tannenbaum there that year.
But Greer will tell you, drafts are mine. I take ownership. He takes ownership for the Charles Harris.
He's going to tell you that, but he's not going to tell you that
he's
somebody.
A stand-up guy. He's
not going to throw other people under the bus, dude.
That's true. That's true. That's true.
Okay. So if Tannenbaum forced him to, like, I'm told that Jakeem Grant was Tannenbaum.
Jakeem Grant was Ross.
No, well, I'm told it was Tannenbaum,
but it was Ross.
But Tannenbaum apparently loved Jakeem Grant, and
Ross loved Jakeem Grant. Tannenbaum,
you know what I'm saying? So, and I don't think Chris Greer, if a pick was good or bad, he's not going to, you know, especially if it's bad, he's not going to throw somebody else on the bus. He'll just lie on the sword himself and say, "No, I'm in charge of the draft and all that stuff." When we really know he wasn't completely in charge in those days. Here he is now.
Yeah, now that was his 1, 2, 3. That was his third draft.
Yeah, with those guys. Yeah.
And I believe it was his first draft as No, it wasn't his first draft as the GM in charge.
No, it was his, you were right the first time. I think it was his third with those
It was
guys.
his third draft as the GM.
With those guys, yeah. With those guys, yeah.
And the draft after that was the one where he was in full power.
Right. Yeah, full power, except he gave flow. So now here's where he's got to, hopefully he's not doing this, which
we got to stop with the Chris Greer can't keep passing the buck, baby.
That's over now. That's over now. He made his coaching change. So they're going to take all the heat now. That's it, dude. It's all there. It doesn't matter who makes what pick now anymore because you made your coaching change. So that means he takes the blame. Okay, so now the rest of the blame from here on out, or credit, will go with the front office. Absolutely. Whether you like it or not. That's just the way it's going to happen now.
And I just think that this was a bad decision from this standpoint. Either you're going to have to re-sign Durham Smythe, which I'm not really that in favor of, or elevate Hunter Long, which I could be all right with, or you got to go spend money and get a real tight end.
No, I think the second one. I think you nailed it on the second one.
And if it is Hunter Long, okay, all right. This is why you invested a third round pick in him last year. So let's see what it do. What it do, baby? Let's see.
You know, if he does end up being a blocker plus a pass catcher, then all of a sudden that helps you create some mismatches there too.
Absolutely, no question.
He's not on the line just blocking, and then that defense has always got to worry about him also taking off.
But do you know that in the wide zone offense, which is what they are going to run, it's outside zone. So most of your running lanes are from the guard to the tight end, unless there's a cutback, whether it's left or right. And that tight end's got to block. That tight end's got to block. It's not a maybe, let's hope he can. And I know Cameron Brates has played in that. Jordan Cameron has played in it. But this is not play here. And you're now saying to yourself, we're bringing Mike Gesicki in, and I found it cute that they think that they could teach him how to block. It's very glaringly obvious going back to
I talked about this with Cam. I don't think they're going to make him block like what you're thinking.
No.
I think they're going to make him block or make him better in the open field. I think he'll be offline, and then when he blocks in the running game to help out, it'll be corners, it'll be safeties, those kind of guys. Line to handle defensive ends and linebackers.
Listen, go back and watch Saquon Barkley's film at Penn State. This is where I discovered Mike Gesicki. I was reviewing Saquon Barkley's film at Penn State as a runner when he was just an unbelievable back. And then I realized, man, this tight end that they've got, he is a liability. He is just an absolute nightmare because he is a problem in terms of on running plays. He played with the best running back in college football and was glaringly horrible. And just horrendous.
Right.
And then got to the NFL, was horrendous, has gotten better and improved and became bad. And now this coaching staff,
But this will be different. This is not what he does.
How is it different? He was still blocking cornerbacks.
Because he's going to be on the outside. It's not inline where he has to deal with D linemen
or
pass rushing linebackers.
Those guys, the same thing. They've always used him in that role, and he's still been bad.
But Omar, he can't handle those guys. But I think he'll be able to stand in the way of cornerbacks and safeties out in the open field to help the running game. I think that's what he'll do. I think
you'd have to show me that film, and it doesn't exist.
Well, of course not, because he's never been in this offense.
No.
But now being in this offense, they'll put him in that position to have to block out in the open field because they'll use him as a big receiver, like you've been pointing out for 2 months.
Okay, if he's used as a big receiver, as a slot, can he create separation against a nickel cornerback?
He doesn't have to create a ton of separation because he has size and height and jumping ability.
I am dying to see how they use him.
Oronde Gadsden had no separation and he played outside.
Come on, bro. That's two different animals. Oronde's a beast. Is Mike Gesicki a beast?
Yes, as a pass catcher in the air. Yes, he is. Yes, he is. Omar, he almost pulled off a hat trick with one hand in a game. Who does that?
Great.
Who does that?
Good.
How is that not beastly, my friend?
Okay.
You got to get off the blocking thing. The dude is a stud pass catcher. You can't say that at all?
Hell no. If he was a stud pass catcher, why would you be using Mac Hollins in the red zone and not Mike Gesicki?
They don't even use Mac Hollins. What are you talking about?
They use the only
sideline eating hot dogs with Mark Sanchez more than I saw him on the field.
They use him in the red zone.
You picked up on that one. You got that one. You got the Mark Sanchez hot dog thing?
Of course I got the Mark Sanchez hot dog.
All right, I just want to make sure.
Listen,
the prediction was that I would stump you on pop culture also on this segment, but go ahead.
Where's the pop culture reference? I didn't
I tried on that one there, but you caught it. So
no, of course. Yeah, come on, Mark Sanchez. That's not pop culture. That's sports.
Okay, well,
you'd have
in your case, that's as close as it gets to pop culture.
I like pop culture. I was
you don't know anything about it, but you like it.
No. I was researching today. Something happened with Britney Spears and like some beach shots, and I was trying to find it.
She's naked all the time on IG. Naked all the time on IG. Just follow her, Britney Spears. Every day, naked pictures. Ever since she got her money, we get skin. That's it.
Hey man, let Britney do her. Ever since she got her freedom, be correct.
All right, she got her money, her freedom.
I don't think no grown ass 30-something-year-old woman should be controlled by her daddy.
That's
right. I don't care how much she's worth.
No, that son of a bitch just wanted free ride. That's all it was. Like a lot of those parents that are, juicing up these kids and taking them all over and all that because they just want a free ride.
Wow, are you really coming after these optimists and what are these AAA balls and these
yes, and mother, teams. Father, kid actors and athletes and musicians and yes, there's plenty of these parents that are sons of bitches that all they want to do is ride the kids' coattails. Yes, and yes.
Ride the kids' coattails to what?
Dinero. Pay off my house so I can live a lavish lifestyle and all that stuff. You know how many of these parents end up ripping off their damn kids as they're growing up and making money off them while they're acting or they're in sports or music or whatever? Come on, dude. Britney Spears' dad is what we call in Spanish un descarado. All right?
Descarado. What's that mean?
Descarado. That is a dirtbag that is basically stealing money from their child. That's basically what I'm calling him. Okay? That's what that guy wanted. That guy wasn't looking over Britney. He was looking over himself, getting some free money because she was making all the cash.
He was protecting the cash cow of the family.
By using the cash. So anyway, so now that she got her cash, we get the ass. So, it's all good. It's all good. She's out there naked left and right on Instagram for all of you out there in her glory.
She must be hidden on my timeline because I could have sworn I follow her, but I'll make sure I hang up and follow Britney Spears.
Yeah, no, you're definitely not following her if it's not coming up on your time because it's almost every day, dude.
I could have sworn I followed the last time she started going crazy, but you know, it is what it is.
When did she stop going crazy? I'm sorry, I must have missed it.
Hey, listen, everybody's got their issues.
All right, so Ogbah. What happens here? He tests the market. Is he gone? What you think?
Yeah, man. If you make it this far, and I had this conversation with Ogbah. If you make it this far and you have your health, what's the point of actually signing before free agency starts unless the Dolphins are offering you the most money? Or you walk away with the most money because of the state in taxes. Like, you know. Drew's a good agent. Drew's talking to 32 teams about probably 70 guys. He's had every conversation he needs to have about Ogbah. He knows where the money's at.
He must have gotten some really good vibes this week in the combine, and that's why they're like, "Yeah, we're going to test free agency."
No. Why wouldn't you test free agency?
And by the way, Omar, you can't blame him. He's 27. This is his last big deal.
This is it.
Yeah, he won't get another big deal.
If he walks away without $30 million guaranteed, he's failed.
Yeah. We talked about this yesterday. While he had to prove it, those 2 years here kind of ruined him getting 2 big contracts.
I don't shed a tear for him. He walked away with $15 million.
No, but Omar, you know he's going to walk away with more than that per
30
year
now. Yeah,
30 that's now. What I'm saying. So and plus guarantees that he did not have.
Yeah. I'm talking 30 million guaranteed. Yeah.
But my point is that if he would have, actually like been a star during his first contract, these 2 years would have been part of a monster deal already. So he has to be very careful here, and he has to sign the best deal possible.
That's not fair because I think he was a productive player in Cleveland. The scheme changed, management changed. They traded him to Kansas City. He was a starter there. Just didn't ball. Walked away with a 52-year, $15 million deal. Got every cent of it from the Dolphins. I think he's doing well for himself. And double down and is maximizing that with 2 9-sack seasons. You look up his numbers, and arguably his numbers right for the last 2 years are right up there with anybody in the league but Arenado and the brothers, the Boza,
and our boy from FAU,
the Trump brothers.
No, and our FAU boy has been a monster the last 2 years. He has like 17 and 14, 31 sacks in the last 2 years.
FAU boy. Woo.
Plays for the Cincinnati Bengals.
The Bengals.
Yeah. Super Bowl. He had 14 sacks this year. He signed a big free agent deal with them coming out of the Saints. So he has made a name for himself. So he's but Ogbah did the pass batting stuff that that became a thing, dude.
He just did it last year. I looked it up.
It became a thing last year for him. Like it became a weapon for him, dude. That was huge.
He's a good player.
How many did he bat last year? Like 6 or 7?
12.
12? Holy crap!
Yeah, I think he set an NFL record for his position or something like that. I don't remember.
Wow, that's better than JJ Swat. That's pretty good. I didn't know that. I didn't know that he had more swats than JJ in a year.
The second guy is the New Orleans Saints defense, Cameron Jordan or Jordan Cameron, whichever one I can never remember.
Right. It's the opposite of the tight end we had here.
There you go. Which Jordan Cameron? So Cameron Jordan.
They have Cameron Jordan. We had Jordan Cameron. If I'm correct, right?
Who this position coach, this tight end coach, was celebrating because he taught him how to block. And I'm like, okay, and that's a respectable victory. That is a respectable victory. He's a former basketball player who became an adequate blocker. Let's see what he does with Mike Gesicki and Hunter Long. I'm excited. I'm intrigued. If I'm around, I'm gonna be happy to see what this team does.
You're more excited about the Dolphins staff or the UM staff?
Shit, UM. They got some real coaches over there. They got some. I was talking to
Best staff since Jimmy Johnson's staff.
Probably, yeah. They got money, man. They got money.
That Butch Davis, Norv Turner, Dave Wanstead, the guy that won for LSU. Ogeron was there. Ogeron, Tubble, whatever. The one that
Tuberville,
the one's a senator.
I think Kehoe was there.
It was a sick staff.
Solinger, yeah.
Sick ass staff that Jimmy had. This is the second best staff I've seen to that.
Because it's always
they haven't proven like those guys, but
it's always been about player development there. And I heard some things, man. At the combine, I was talking to a former UM guy who was just like he would go into the building and he'd sit down and he'd meet with the strength and conditioning coach. And he's like, the strength and conditioning coach is making up information about guys and half-assing it, and can't really give you a good report because he really doesn't have a rapport with the guys. And I'm thinking to myself, man, and he's like, this isn't what we were or how we built what we're doing or what we represent. And and I'm like, man, the days of Andrew Swayze are long gone.
Oh, yeah. That school lost its way a long time ago. But to their credit, they've done something we never, ever thought that they would do. They make a financial commitment to really compete. Dude, they have the largest budget in the ACC.
As they should.
Just think about that statement. No, they should not. They're a private school, bro. They really should not. They're lucky that they have a medical institution, part of their private institution, that is just absolutely phenomenal. That small schools don't have that. But
it's
really,
funny that you say that. It's funny that you say that because when Donna Shalala bought Jackson, they were leaking money, and they weren't making the inroads. And I remember this because I was actually covering the team. And Hurricane fans were super critical, and they just didn't see the bigger picture. I mean, Don Shalala's focus was on curing cancer, not really, winning national championships. And I don't blame her for that. But now, fast forward, 15 years, and they're literally printing money. And she should be celebrated for that. I've always been.
Academically, she was a monster, bro. What she did for that university. She was amazing. She just wasn't committed to it on the sports side. But that's not
fair. That's not fair. That's not fair. During her reign, they built an on-campus basketball facility. They upgraded the baseball facility. They built on-campus practice facilities for the men's, for all the teams, volleyball, basketball. People don't realize this, but there was more to UM athletics than just football. And during her reign, it went from here for football to down here, not even in my screen for everywhere else, to at least here for everywhere else. And they've won ACC championships in other sports. Sometimes, and I understand football is the cash cow, but that's not the reason. Her commitment was not the reason that it took a downward turn. Bad hires, lack of financial commitment to the coaching staff, poor jobs that the coaching staff's done.
That's her job, dude. That they never really made a commitment.
Her job is to run a university. Program. That's the athletic director's job.
Well, but so is the people that are in place now. And the president said, no, we're going to do something we've never done. We're actually going to listen.
That's because a booster stepped up and wrote a big fat check.
And how do you think the baseball thing got done? It was A-Rod that gave that money, dude. It wasn't Shalala. It was A-Rod. But my point is, it's not so much to pick on Shalala, doggy, because Shalala follows Tad Foote and many others that they were never committed to football, and football overcame all that crap.
That's true.
The problem is, the last 20 years, football became an enormous business, and now Miami could no longer compete the way they could. Now you legitimately have to spend money. You're not going to get the under the radar coach anymore.
Here's one of my favorite stories about when I realized college football was changing. It was the LSU bowl game, 2004, where they got beat up on the field, beat up on the field, and beat up in the tunnel.
Yeah,
that whole week it was Peach Bowl. That whole week, I'm watching LSU's practices and facilities. They had a semi truck dragging, moving equipment up and down. A semi truck with LSU all painted out, pimped out, first class. UM had a U-Haul.
Yeah. But dude, what did Mike McDaniel compare the Dolphin facility to? An SEC facility.
Yes.
Remember?
Yes. That's all
you need to know.
That was a good joke that I think went way over everybody else's head.
Oh, that's a joke with truth in it, is what it is. That's all. I mean, what are you gonna? You got to be an idiot to deny that the SEC is not the bomb. They are the bomb.
When Miami was upgrading their practice facility, and not even building their indoor facility, but just upgrading the HECT, they were getting themselves to the point that FSU was in 2000 and had renovated twice since. And that's just where college football was going and had changed to. And you couldn't keep up with that. You just you had to go through a rough patch. Even though Rick put the money down for the indoor practice facility, it just became an arms race. And it 10 years later, it filters up to the NFL.
Bubba, look what we're talking about now. We're comparing this staff to Jimmy Johnson's staff. Think about back then. If it was big business then, how much money would you need to keep that staff together?
No.
Would never happen. Would have never happened.
Everybody would have never. A name back then.
If college football was big business in the days of Schnellenberger and Jimmy and Erickson, we would never have celebrated those titles. We got lucky that it still wasn't big business in those days, so you could still compete. Once it became big business, that's when Miami was out of the picture forever until now. And I give them credit for that. I have to give them credit because they've never spent. It's not a Shalala thing. It's a UM thing. It's been like that since I was a child following this university. They've never, ever spent. They got by because they could, because they had the breeding grounds, and those coaches would come here and use it as a stepping stone to go somewhere else, USFL, NFL, whatever, because they knew you could do that. That's why they would come here. But then once it became big business, that's it.
Also, I think the landscape of college football changed to the point where, and we could do a whole show on this.
Oh, hell yeah.
Everybody is on TV now. You could go play at FIU and get to the NFL. You could go start at Buffalo for 3 years, get to the NFL. You don't have to sit and wait at UM to your redshirt junior year to go play.
You're right.
I could go to Georgia Southern, start right away, and make it to the league and be a first-round pick.
For sure. Deion's going to start doing that. Sanders is going to start doing that. Because he's going to get high recruits, and then they're going to get the showcase. They're going to get on TV, and eventually some of those HBCU kids, right? Is that right? HBCU,
historically black colleges and universities.
Yeah, some of those HBCU kids now will start getting drafted over the next couple of years because of what Deion's doing. So you are right.
Hopefully they got the resources and the facilities because
he's trying. I know that they're in the process of doing some voting to improve the stadium and all of that stuff. They love him. Like the government, I'm talking about the government people and the school people.
And listen, I'm an HBCU product. I know Jackson State. They've always been a thorn in our side. They're a state school. They have the funding. They have the resources. They have the infrastructure. Them and North Carolina A&T are the only ones that are up there that rival Florida A&M and all because they're state-funded schools. So I wish them the best because they truly deserve the spot. People don't realize most of the legends that came out of the HBCUs, the amount of people in the Hall of Fame from HBCUs when blacks could only go to historically black colleges and universities and were drafted in the NFL.
My favorite running back of all time is from Jackson State.
Jerry Rice. Yeah, Jerry Rice.
Walter Payton.
Yep.
No, that's Fort Valley State. Jerry Rice.
No, yeah, but I'm still HBCU.
I don't know. I have no idea. I don't know.
It's an HBCU.
I have no idea. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's Strahan's from an HBCU.
Oh, he is? I didn't know that.
Yep.
I had no idea. Really?
Yep. It's tons of guys. But I'm glad that that's happening. I'm glad that they're putting the investment into it. I'm glad to see UM put the investment into it. And yes, getting it back to the Dolphins. The Dolphins do have it. They scouted. I believe they scouted Clemson's campus, Clemson's facility, to model their facility after. So
makes sense. Makes sense. Yeah, I'm with you there. All right, what are you working on the Sun Sentinel so folks can check you out, my friend?
I'm writing a column on why the Mike Gesicki franchise tag is nothing but a Band-Aid.
Okay. All right, well, check it out and follow him on Twitter at Omar Kelly. More importantly, please subscribe to the South Florida Sun Sentinel. Support Omar and all the great writers.
If I can plug it, I did the I Am Athlete interview with Lil Wayne.
I saw that. I saw the tweet. I saw the picture of you and Lil Wayne.
Just a real interesting conversation from a guy who's been in music for 28 years. 28 years, Big O. Think about that. Think about watching rap.
Did you guys get heavily into the purple drink?
No, nobody drank the. He spoke the purple bud, but
no,
I don't think he. No, he wasn't.
He's not doing his. He's not doing his codeine mix anymore.
I don't think so. No, I didn't see him sipping on anything. He wasn't even drinking alcohol. He was just smoking weed and medical grade weed. He told an interesting story about how he doesn't pass. He doesn't share weed. He doesn't go puff up pass. He's like, I forget how to pass. I forget that I'm supposed to be passing. So if you want to smoke, I just hand you your own joint. Like
that's. I mean, with all the germs out there, why would you want to share?
Shit. I'm not. Listen.
Thank the Lord you and Joe Shad didn't share one.
if I partake, I ain't sharing.
I'm not breathing your stank. All right, so leave me alone. Roll your personal. Stay alone. Leave me alone. All right.
Everybody roll their own personal stuff.
That's it. That's what it's all about.
Roll enough oils and it's enough oils out there. You can get your own pen.
That's it. Get your own pen. That's what it's all about. All right, follow him on Twitter. He'll be talking about pens and all kinds of stuff at Omar Kelly on Twitter and at the South Florida Sun Sentinel. Much love. We'll catch you later in the week.
All right, talk to you later.
You got it. There you go. The great Omar Kelly.